are suffering. Some of them have lost their businesses. We spoke to one of them last week. She said she couldn't take anything from her shop. And so even though she's calm, she's been giving money. Her son was also giving equal amount. We didn't know that was what was actually going on, that if you have dependents, you get almost the same amount.
The same.
Right. What's going to happen? Is there, a plan to ensure that they are not deprived of what they have worked to accumulate in South Africa that they have been forced to abandon?
Yes, there is a plan. Indeed, President Mahama has asked that we should compile a comprehensive database of all assets our nationals have left behind, the businesses, the shops, some own schools, some have very, impressive investments because some have been there for more than 2 decades, more than 3 decades. You saw some of them very senior citizens,
right,
who have lived all their lives invested in South Africa. So we are putting the data together, and it will be one of the cases that will be made at the African Union. We are also considering our legal options and do not rule out formal legal action in competent international courts on this matter. So the South African government, we have made clear that they should not think that the matter ends with we evacuating our nationals. There has to be accountability, and there has to be a price to pay, legal.
But a legal action will be after they have declined to want to take responsibility and to make the necessary compensations. Have they already been told that this is at stake? They have to make payments.
Yes, we have told them, and we have said that we expect that they will take responsibility and compensate our nationals. So far, the only movement we have seen on their part is with the Ghanaians who were hospitalized. They have approached us formally that they are willing to take care of the medical bills.
Okay.
I'm yet to have a discussion with the president on that, whether the president will be willing to accept that.
You're talking about those who were assaulted?
Yes, those who were assaulted and vandalized, whose life, as you know, are at stake in ICUs. We are taking care of the bills for now, but this is a very latest request that they have made, that they want to compensate. But we've asked that they hold on, so we have discussions.
Do you have many people in such situation?
Yes, in terms of the attacks, there are at least 15 serious cases, 15 very serious cases. As we speak, there is a lady who we have not been able to evacuate because doctors have advised that she's too fragile, the situation is too precarious to be flown out. So we have those serious cases. So there is some willingness to compensate when it comes to the harm caused to life and the personal injuries that are occasioned by their conduct. But in terms of the businesses, the assets they have left behind, there has been no response yet. But we have said that it is important to ensure that Ghanaians who have left businesses behind are compensated, and that these hoodlums know that, you see, you can't get away.
Right.
It's important. I mean, how do you, a shop that you do, and there was this mayor, and that's who went around collecting keys, and then he turns to South Africa and say that, do you want this shop? Do you want this business? I can give you the key. You can take over. I mean, is that
jungle? Sorry, excuse me. A complete jungle life. So those who have come in now, there are those who are also coming in today. Another batch is supposed to be taking off or arriving.
Yes. So they're about taking off in an hour. As at a few minutes ago when I checked, about 125 have boarded.
All right.
And they will take off in the next hour. We expect them to arrive in Ghana 4:30 p.m. Local time. I'll be there with colleagues and government to receive them. And then we will receive the final batch tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We intend to conclude the evacuations this weekend. We are expecting a total of almost 700, so 342 arriving today and a similar number tomorrow. So when this is concluded, by close of day tomorrow, we will have evacuated about 1,000 Ghanaians.
The initial numbers we're told were some 800.
Yes, it started even from 200, went up to 300. A lot of Ghanaians kept coming forward and writing their names, indicating that, look, things are getting out of hand, they want to leave. There were those who initially thought that they could brave it and just, manage, go into hiding, not because the travel advisory we issued initially was that don't operate your businesses, stay home. A lot of them are teachers, don't go to school, just, avoid.
We thought rather that things were quieting down.
Started targeting them.
And therefore, a good number may rather want to reconsider leaving South Africa. That's not the case?
That's not the case. That's not the case. You know that they have set this June 20 deadline.
Yes.
Even though the Chief Justice of South Africa issued a statement this week that it is not lawful and that they should...
Oh, that statement is actually authentic from the Chief Justice?
Yes, we have checked from official sources.
All right.
It's authentic. The Foreign Ministry of South Africa has confirmed that. And you know that this week, President Ramaphosa has also appointed special envoys that he tasked them to go around African countries to engage us and explain to us what they are doing to calm the situation. But they remain adamant. You saw what happened to the Mozambicans only a few days ago. 5 of them were killed, brutally. Then the Malawians have also had to issue a statement. The Nigerians too have said, look, we've had enough now. Initially, they wanted Nigerians who felt unsafe to come on their own. But now they are all saying that they have to adopt the Ghana example. And they are about evacuating 1,000 of their nationals.
Because you were first to take this step in evacuating, it looks as if in South Africa the blame is that you were too much in a hurry, and that if you had taken your time and engaged diplomatically, they could have controlled the situation a bit. And so we are sort of taking some blame that we are the reason South Africa is getting a bad name by our action, which other Africans are now also adopting.
They have to blame themselves. They should not have started this wave of xenophobia attacks in the first place. The whole philosophy that blame others for your woes, for your unemployment, for lack of opportunities is totally misplaced. So they have themselves to blame. Now, the Ghanaian action was very measured. I mean, there are those who have even called for the nuclear option, that there are lots of South African businesses here.
That's right.
When they started, my first public statement on this matter, I urged calm that there should be no reprisal or retaliatory action, that let us demonstrate that we are true Pan-Africanists, we believe in African integration. Let us not go after South Africans here or South African businesses here. So we have been very measured, we've been very diplomatic. But what we will not do, you see, when you touch one Ghanaian, you touch all of us. We want to demonstrate, that Ghanaian lives matter, that we value the life of every Ghanaian everywhere in the world. That's our new foreign policy approach. That's why we have consular departments. That is why we have all of these diplomatic missions across the world, 72 of them. It is to be on the lookout, for Ghanaians, to safeguard their interests, protect their welfare, and to make sure that at all times Ghanaians are safe. So we are not going to shirk our responsibility. I think that a lot of those criticisms came from people who were embarrassed, so you want us to wait so that our nationals are killed? Because when we started acting and evacuating our people, we hadn't seen deaths. All the deaths we have seen now occurred after our first evacuation. The Mozambicans who have been killed, the Nigerians who have been killed, the Malawians. So are they saying they wanted us to wait for our nationals to be killed before we take action? That's not Ghana. That is not President Mohammed's approach to leadership. We must always be on top of the ball.
But
ahead.
Their argument is that these are some
precautionary measures.
These are rogue elements within society, and it is not a state action.
Ghana tends to disagree with that. When you consider the fact that mayors, elected public officials, are leading the charge in some districts, and we are told that local elections are looming, are imminent. And so because these elections are imminent, they are fanning these right-wing populist sentiments so that once they blame others, then the politicians can get away with it. So populists are taking advantage of that. So to the extent that you are seeing mayors, you are seeing some government officials, appearing to defend this. And then we also are not seeing, a committed effort to clamp down. I mean, look, if this round of xenophobic attacks had been met with the full force of the state, we saw a full deployment, and we even saw some arrests. I mean, you are seeing all those who have masterminded this, who have attacked people, who have looted shops, who have taken over other people's businesses, continuously holding press conferences, taunting others, and even trying to dictate to other nationals, other sovereigns, what they should do. I mean, they want to dictate to us how we react, that we are overreacting. Some say we should have waited a bit, and they are holding press conferences. They are free men and women,
right.
So we are also not convinced that, and you see, we cherish the cordial relations with South Africa, and it's a shame. You see, I work at a ministry where every day I'm reminded of our solidarity to the South Africans and to all those who were faced with colonialism, imperialism, and apartheid. Because where the foreign ministry is where we had the International Students Hostel. Ghana dedicated hostel facilities for students of these countries that were not free, that had not attained freedom, to come and be protected, to have their education at our cost, at Ghanaian taxpayer expense.
Right.
Scholarships were offered, stipends were offered, jobs were offered them. We even assisted them with resources to go back and fight the apartheid regime.
That's right.
We issued passports, including diplomatic passports to them, because remember that the ANC had been declared a terrorist organization.
When you go to Robben Island, they tell you that story.
Yes.
A
terrorist organization, so they had to take on different identities, aliases. We gave them our passports to fight the apartheid regime. We gave them our resources. Apart from all the scholarships, the free housing, the stipends, the passports, we also gave them money. All the way from the Nkrumah regime, all the way to the President Rawlings era, millions upon millions of dollars. And Nelson Mandela is very kind and truthful to document all of this in his own memoir, Long Walk to Freedom. It's all documented. He was using, at some point, he used an Ethiopian passport. Another time, he used a Senegalese diplomatic passport. Took up a different alias, David Mochoya. Was his name, to beat the international immigration system. So it is really unfortunate that after Ghana led the charge, the first country to attain independence, to demonstrate that it is possible we can defeat colonialism.